What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Elite Dangerous. When we left off in the last episode, we were doing some mission runs. Now, I kind of goofed a little bit. As you know, I mentioned in my last episode that I was kind of crunching and doing all my episodes at once because of some personal stuff. And I kind of quit in a hurry to move on to the next thing and forgot that I had a couple of missions. So when I logged in today, they all failed. So I don't think it hurt too bad. I don't think we lost any rank in our actual rank. It was just our rep that was like at 80 something and now it's like 76. So we lost a little bit of friendliness with the various factions, but oh well, they can deal with it. Now, I was actually going to do a return to form this episode and go back to bounty hunting. However, I went to the mission board and found these guys. So first of all, we have two planetary scan jobs that are both enticing, right? Which I think is where we are currently. Are we not? Yes, we're in enticing. Okay. But the bigger one was... Where'd it go? Oh, did it just change on me? Oh, crap. It just changed on me. Dagnabbit! There was one on this guy's mission panel. Alright, we're going to grab this one before it goes away, then, and this one. There was one on this guy's mission panel that was a... it was a planetary scan one, but it was for... It was for 900,000. We're going to accept that one, too. That's the call. We'll grab that one. These are both boom data. We might as well take those, too. So grab those. Yeah. Grab those.
Incoming missing critical message.
So yeah, there's that. So I guess we're going to end up doing a mission run today again. I was thinking of doing it differently, but, you know. Now, deliver the data, locate the point in the call sector. That's in call. So we have 1, 2, and I think, if my memory serves, if you go to the nav beacon and you do the scan thing, it ends up being like, oh, what is this? Expansion data currying. Lebedev. They're all to Lebedev, I bet. Yep. And then do we turn these back? All these turn back in at Gorbatko. Oops. Though somebody told me at on the comments, I think, of my last episode, that there's currently a glitch or something to where when you turn in one or you scan one or something, it triggers for all of them or something like that. So we may get lucky and not have to do each and every one of those. I don't know. Another thing that got brought up, now I mentioned in the last episode as well that I'm doing some tweaking with my sound stuff in my editing process. I'm still doing that. Let's just target that, I guess, because we need to get to the nav beacon. Yeah. So I'm still messing around with some settings and things. I thought I had it where I wanted it. But there was a comment, and granted, this is the only issue with dealing with, like, YouTube and not doing something like live streaming where you're getting real-time feedback. You have to kind of, like, post a video and wait and find out and listen and wait for somebody to, you know. It's not... You can get some overlapping where I could be asking a question here that's already been answered in the comments, so just kind of bear that in mind. But I got a comment about... asking me what kind of, like, PC setup I had in my tower, because I must have a noisy CPU or a hot running GPU. And my question to the viewers as well, I replied in the comments, I haven't been doing that very much, but I actually did, was basically, was that a comment on just in general that I needed to edit it in the first place, so you must have a hot, or is it, like, because I changed the settings, now you guys hear it more? So that's something I would like feedback on, because I'm still trying to iron out all the little hitches and kinks and stuff in my editing process, but because I'm so fed up with that popping in and out thing that it kept doing. So now that I think I found a workaround, I was like all excited, but if it's still not quite working right, or if the settings need to be tweaked further now that you're doing it a little differently and it makes the effects work a little different, then, you know, I'll need to take that into account. But I've had a couple reports on different videos, other series of people that said it sounded like it was fixed now and things like that. So basically just kind of keep letting me know if there's anything that sounds wonky. Now, there's some times where it may be on the user's end. I've had people say that before where, you know, the sound was off or blah, 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 but then you get like 6 other comments and they're like, no, it's not, you know. So there is that margin of error where there can be some things on other people's ends, like headphones or their speakers or just whatever, YouTube acting up for them that day. You know, I don't know. But all feedback is important, even if it turns out to be some kind of on your end thing. Doesn't really matter. Because it's still useful information, because even if you find out, you know, it keeps you looking. If nobody tells you, because I'm sure it's on my end, then, you know, it's just a mess the whole time. So I'm always open to feedback on that type of stuff. Basically because I really like, I'm kind of a quality control type person. I hate crappy quality stuff. Like when you get, I mean, back in the day, I understand when technology was different, but like nowadays, you see somebody post a video now and it's like 360 or 480p or something. I'm just, ugh, you know, like it's just kind of gross, you know, or it's like highly stretched or something and it was recorded at one and then scaled up to another so it looks all blocky. You're like, yuck, eek. That's why I keep upgrading stuff, basically. Like anytime I can afford it or save up, or, you know, I can disengage before one. Really? Since when is that a thing? Okay, where's the actual beacon here? Is it here? Is this the little beacon I'm looking for? You are. Hello. I should probably clear these mission messages too, because they don't actually tell you anything.
Incoming mission critical message.
Okay, we want those. Using H. Where did H come? B. It's using 3B. Dummy. Okay, so using 3B. If I were a 3B, where would I be? No? Okay. We'll lock that in. Do a little bit of course correction. There we go. But yeah. So that's something that I'm looking for. I don't know why it does this either. That kind of bugs me. They need to patch that. It just constantly keeps telling you the same thing over and over and over again. Like, nope, go here. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. You told me that already. And then in a few minutes it'll do it again, like when I drop into orbital cruise and stuff. Like, it just constantly keeps telling me where to go. It's really aggravating. But yeah, so I'm still working out all the little bugs and hitches of my sound, ironically. That's the hard part. Like, video, I've kind of got it down. It works pretty well. I like my settings. I think the render time to video quality ends up being pretty good. I mean, you could always make it higher quality bit rates and stuff, but then you end up rendering for even longer. But audio seems to be the thorn in my side. Like, I can never quite get the audio to be just on point perfect and not have some kind of weird little hitch, because it's the weird part is it's not really anything I'm doing. It's not like, well, you need a better mic or you need this or you need that. It's like trying to filter out background noise and things like that then you end up like, it's like I mentioned before, it's the effects that, like, the audio itself is fine. Like when I play it back just from the Fraps recording and it's just the uncompressed, it sounds fine, but I just want to clean it up a little bit. But then when you add in those effect things, then it just, like, Premiere and stuff does weird things, like that whole takes a second and it's quiet at first, and sometimes it does it, sometimes, like, it just ends up doing some really weird, screwy things. And I don't really know why. Like, in theory, applying the effect to the clip versus the whole audio track should be fine. Like, they should do the same thing, yet one seems to do it differently. And if I have new sound issues, it's like, well, I copied the same effects over, so why would it sound any different? You know, so it's like there's some weird editing side of things. It's not necessarily in the recording side, but the editing side is just kind of weird to get nailed down. So any feedback on that is always welcome. And I do appreciate, I had a few people, you know, saying, you know, sorry for your loss, condolences, all this stuff. I do appreciate that from everybody. That was really nice. So it's all good at this point. My family's back and stuff, and I'm kind of back on my close to typical schedule. I just realized I'm targeted on this planet. I need to find you, the search zone.
Orbital flight engaged.
Wait for it. Am I gonna get another one? I usually get another message pop up about now. Do I need to slow down or something? I feel like I'm coming in really fast. And really steep. Ooh, that's not good. And I hate it when this happens. Yeah, there it goes. There's another one. I hate it when it scans, but I'm in a glide. That is the... it's so bad. Okay, now I can just full throttle it. I wonder if it's actually better. I've never experimented with this before, but I wonder if it's actually better when you're scanning this stuff to do it from your SRV. Wait, where'd it go? There you are. That's actually not too bad. We ended up pretty close. Kids, don't try this at home. I do not recommend nosediving. Woo! Oh. Okay, I cannot take credit for that. That was not like a perfectly timed on purpose type thing. That was completely by accident that I ended up almost about where I wanted. It looked beautiful though, right? Just nosedive down, tap the brakes. Why is this not actually stable? This looks perfectly flat. I mean, I know it's not perfectly flat, but come on. It's a ship with landing gears. Why can't I land here? Thank you. Really? The alignment on this thing is so touchy. Alright. Okay. Let's do this. Now, the interesting part is the last time I did this, I got a bounty. Hoping to avoid that outcome this time. Okay, we start on the back, so it should be on my left. There you are. I really need to change... I wonder if there's a way to do that. I'd like to change my SRV controls to the default ones, because the one on the PS4 version, I actually didn't mind the SRV controls. They were pretty good. But not change my flight controls. That's the tricky part. I don't really want my flight ones to be any different. Can I get in here without you getting mad at me? Seems like it. Oh, wow, that was weird. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. I may end up editing that out. I'm not sure, depending. I had a pop-up that there's a driver update for my graphics card, and it got in my way and took the focus off. Alright, don't get mad at me. I'm just on a mission. Alright, let's get out of here. Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. See, that's weird. They didn't get mad at me, so why did the last people? And more scan stuff. Well done. Okay, well done. So that's 2. Oh, that is a bug. I mean, it's totally not a bug. Totally not. There is no need to fix that. Frontier, you just keep doing your thing. Yep. Gorbatko, Yep. No, nothing wrong. Nope. Not to mention, I would like to point this out. This is actually a little bit of a bug. It says return to Cabrera's claim, and then it says Starport Gorbatko terminal. So, yeah. Though this one says return to Lebdev, and we're also going back to Gorbatko. So, nothing to see here. Nothing fishy or, in any way glitchy at all. Nope. That right there is the primary reason I wish I could change my control. Well, I don't wish. I mean, I could. But I would like to change them to the default ones. Is the way the default controls are set up. It was a little bit harder to fishtail. And it seems like with the way I have it set up, it's very easy to. So I would actually like to change that at some point and get a better... Because I don't like the... I'll admit this. Maybe it's because I've played long enough with the custom controls that I had before they had controls implemented for a gamepad. I kind of like jury-rigged it type thing. It was like years, it supported the controls, but it was like they were unmapped or something when they first did it. I don't remember exactly how it worked. I just remember doing it all myself, like setting it all up. And either that or I just didn't like it from default. I really don't remember. It could have been set up the same way from the get-go, and I was just never a fan. But I don't like how it's set up, the default control scheme. It just... Normally, I'm pretty good about being able to switch from one game to another. I'm usually pretty versatile, because I play so many different kinds of games that it's like, okay, this one circles jump, and this one triangles attack, and the other one's X's jump and squares attack. You kind of like, takes me about 5-10 minutes, and then I'm kind of like back in the swing of things. But Elite's default flight controls were just weird to me. Now, the only reason I say that, like, can see it from a developer point of view, particularly on the PS4 version where you don't have a controller that's augmenting a keyboard, but all you have is the controller. They have some of the controls set up for basically multiplayer purposes, if we're being honest. It is a multiplayer game after all. That's in call. Okay, so we don't need to go anywhere else in this one. Alrighty. What am I getting at? Oh, right, so... And sorry this is a bit of a talky, not a lot of progress episode. Like I said, I intended to do something completely different. I was going to go back and do more bounty hunting, but we did lose a bit of rep from me failing the missions, and there was a couple of really lucrative and high rep missions that I was like, well, they give me a lot of rep and they're making me a decent amount of money. I mean, usually I do about a 2 million run, give or take, when I go bounty hunting for 30-40 minutes. And this, I didn't do up the math, but there was at least 2, that's 90, that's 600, that's 200, so that's 800, plus 90, so 900, and then 762, so give or take, like 66, or 260, something like that. 260? 2.6 million? Something like that. Somewhere around there. So for doing it that way and having it also give me the rep boost, it was something I couldn't pass up. But anywho, so back to the control scheme thing. I think a large reason they did the default the way they did was for being able to do stuff like chat and the multi-crew windows and all this kind of stuff. Which, for those of you that have watched my series for a long time, I don't typically use a lot of. I don't use the wing panels, I don't use the comms panels, because I'm usually flying solo. So it's not really a big deal for me, so I ended up remapping them in a way that made more sense for my play style, which was more isolated to flight controls. For two reasons. One, I do have the keyboard when I'm playing on the PC version here. So if I needed to do comms or chat or anything like that, I can use the default controls for that, and my gamepad can actually be, like, set up to actually be, like, the flying mechanics and screens. But I took out a lot of the, like, click these buttons to like jump to these panels, like this one or this one, and I just use the head look essentially to kind of clear up those key combs or key combinations. So yeah, that was one thing. But when you look at it's kind of like, what are you doing? When you look at an all-purpose control scheme, it's a little different. But the thing that honestly confused me the most, and I think it's probably coming from years of playing games that were flight games and things. And I'm not a big flight game genre, but growing up and stuff, I've played my fair share of flying games. Never been into like the flight simulator ones and such, but I've played a lot of flight games in my time. You know, you had the X-Wing TIE Fighter ones when I was a kid, and then you had... I never did play the original Elite on, you know, when in its time kind of thing. I did get it when I bought this for, I don't remember what reason, but I somehow... Oh, I hate this, by the way. I've been getting this a lot lately. Like, these little terminals are always packed, and I can't ever get in here. Okay, so that was only annoying. Yeah, it's been bugging me lately because I've been getting that a lot. And I'm even playing offline, like I'm in solo mode type of thing, so I could see if it was a bunch of players, but it's a bunch of NPCs. It's like, get them off the landing pads. My landing pads. Okay, so for accurate reference, we have 41,781,316 credits. So yeah, let's turn these in and see what we actually end up with. So there's... because I'm just... without my calculator stuff, I'm just doing rough math, and I'm sure it's not right. So, we're up to... that was about 1 million, I think. Maybe a little more. I don't know. I give up. Math. We got a good amount for just... for just doing planet scans and stuff. That was kind of the point, was we're doing missions that were getting us pretty decent returns, while also bringing us pretty high reputation marks. Like, we went up to 32. Our Federation rank actually, like, our rep didn't go up any higher. That's kind of weird. But we did get a pretty good boost in... tell me this is Lev Dev. Nice. Alright, so we'll take some more boom data delivery. Yeah. Words and math go hand in hand. So, yeah, we're up to... what were we at? 41.7? Something like that? And we're at 43.3, or almost 4. So, that would be 1.6? Right? Because... or 1.7. Because we're almost at 4. So it would have taken 3... that would put it at 42. So it was like 1.7 million, almost 2. Something like that. I don't know. Math is hard. No, I'm actually... I joke about that a lot. I'm actually not terrible at math, like you guys may think from all of my poor math that I do in my videos. Admittedly, I don't do very good when I'm, like, recording and stuff. I think it's the playing and doing and talking and thinking all at one time kind of thing. You're not really focused on the mathematics kind of thing. Because oftentimes when I'm, like, just in normal life stuff and somebody will throw out a number, you know, they're like, well, it's this and this, and I'm like, so it's this. And they're like, how did you know that? You know, so I actually normally get complimented on my math. That's why I laugh at myself a lot when I do so bad when I'm doing recordings and stuff. Yeah, by the way, all of the denials... now, granted, you can see that's like 1322, that's 1328, so it was within a few minutes of each other. Like, I was spamming hardcore. But still, I should not have to push the button that many times. I get it in live when you've got other players that are taking up pads and things, but NPCs, come on. people should take priority over NPCs. I mean, I'm the only player in solo mode right now. in my instance, anyway. I digress. That's a mechanic that I don't dislike. Like, that is something that I think is a cool idea, that it makes it feel more like a lived-in world. I'm not sure I like the execution where you actually can kind of get stuck waiting to land somewhere for something that's not even another player. Actually, when I was playing a lot when I first started, when they didn't have solo mode and I was playing in open, I actually did have that happen a few times where, I think one or two of them was even on camera. I was sitting at the pad like that, and I was talking to everybody and all the viewers and stuff, and was doing stuff like that. And then I'd get like a chat message thing that it's like, are you gonna move? And I was like, oh, right. I do feel like, if my memory serves, I could be wrong on this. Oh, whoa. Speeding. Overshooting. Crap. I hate it when I do that. I haven't done that in a while, actually. Meh. But yeah, I feel like I remember somebody telling me if you actually went down into the hangar, then other people could actually land. Like, then there was almost an infinite, landing pad system type thing. Like, you went into your own instance when you're in the hangar. But if you just sat on the landing pad, then other people couldn't use it. I feel like that's what somebody told me. I don't know if that's changed or if that was ever the case, but that's what I heard. Anyway. But yeah. That glitch is actually kind of funny, though, that we were able to turn all those in and they were supposed to go to a different system. Wasn't me. Didn't do it. Nothing to see here. That's why I was like, nope. There's no glitch here. I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't heard of any glitch. Just wait till I get my ensign rank and can go get a gunship, and then you can patch that if you want to.
Orbital flight engaged.
But yeah, so this definitely took a turn episode-wise. I really was not planning on doing another mission run, though I really need to, and I'm hoping in the next week or so, when I go to do episodes, I'm hoping to have a bit more free time on my hands to actually do some off-camera mission work. And then the episodes we can actually do, like, you know, bounty hunting or something a little bit more exciting. That's kind of the plan/hope. I just don't want to set anything into, like, concrete or whatever, because that's about the point when you're like, yeah, I'm totally doing this, and then something's gonna happen to where you can't actually do that. So, yeah. I mean, I've still got some stuff going on as far as I mentioned, the family's back and stuff, so the schedule's not quite as cramped as it was. I'm not, like, recording everything in one day or anything like I did before. Now, don't you do this to me. There. See? That's how it's supposed to work. Thank you. I mean, granted, it's like a planetary base and not a little floaty outpost, but still, that's how you do it. Good job, Lebedev. Good job. I will be giving you high marks in my performance review. But no, the schedule's kind of getting back to normal. I still do have to kind of switch off and watch my dog every now and again. I did just getting back from the vet, for any of you that may be interested. Some of you probably, it doesn't really matter all that much, but he actually has apparently these sores he keeps getting between his toes. Oh, let me see if I can remember what the vet told me. Oh man, what was it called? It was interdigitary pyodermis or something like that. Anyways, short version is he gets these little boil, like, sore between his toes. But I've seen cases where they were, like, all over their feet and stuff. He gets, like, one between one of his toes and, like, his back foot. Like, it's very isolated, and it's not all over, thank God. Like, it's not just everywhere or anything like that. It's nothing really that serious. Actually, it wouldn't be that serious at all if you would leave him alone, but he always is like, so I want to fix him, I want to mess with him, that he causes the problem. But apparently, according to the vet, it's like an immune system response thing. Like, I was thinking he was getting like bug bites or something, and apparently that's not the case at all. He's actually just, it's like, yeah, almost like breaking out in a rash or something. If you had some kind of allergic reaction, that when he gets bacterial buildup and he starts to get an infection or something internally, then he'll get this sore on his skin. So anyways, the short version is essentially, it would have been gone by now had I actually, like, taken him in, he identified it earlier, and given him antibiotics and things. So he's on antibiotics now, so it should be, 10 days or so, and he should be okay. Unfortunately, the only thing that's the little caveat of, like, darn it, is, there's nothing I can really do to, like, prevent it. It's kind of just like getting a cold to him, kind of thing. So, you know, it's gonna be just every, you know, I don't know, there's no real pattern to it. It's not like, oh, every 3 months, like clockwork, he's just gonna have this happen. The last one was 4 months ago. I don't really want to take these missions, but they're so appealing. They're right there, and it's all going to the same place. Oi. Okay, that one's not. Those planetary scan jobs are really worth doing, though. They pay out pretty good. What's our rank at now? 37. Ooh. Alright, I can't pass this up. I'm not gonna do... Where's this one going? This one's gonna be going to Cabrera's. Yeah. I don't want to make more than one trip this time, because we're getting a little long on our episode. We might push this to like a 40-minute. However, I am going to take all of these Gorbatko boom data ones for like all the factions. Because I'm already going, I might as well make some money off of it and make some rep. As long as it's going to Gorbatko, I don't care what it is. Gorbatko. I have like a lot of missions to do now. Gorbatko. And all these ones with the horizon icon should be Cabrera's, because that's the planetary station in that system, I think. So we're going to leave those alone. I'm just going to take these back now. I thought I was done. Dagnabbit. But yeah, so anyways, I really don't say any of that for, like, I'm not really trying to just vent or anything like that. I was really just kind of giving you some insight on the behind-the-scenes process, so that if episodes aren't going quite the way you may expect, or I'm not getting quite as much progress done, you'll have a little bit of an idea of, like, why that there's stuff going on in the background kind of thing. That's really all I was getting at with that, but needless to say, within a few days or a week or so, I shouldn't really even have to be watching him or anything like that, at least for a while, until one of these crops up again. So apparently that's something I'm just going to have to deal with him. I was hoping for kind of a, you know, put this on his food and it won't happen again, but, you know, I mean, it can always be worse, right? He could have some, like, terminal thing that it has no treatment or anything either, so. Oh well. But yeah, so with that in mind, I was kind of, we're a little bit back on track in terms of with the parents being back and stuff, and my mom really being, you know, a saint and being willing to, like, watch him while I do stuff and things like that, and I don't have to postpone other things. That was really nice. And so with that in mind, I'm able to, like, take a little bit more time, but at the same time I still have to think of, like, you know, we still are kind of coordinating schedules kind of thing, so that we're always keeping an eye on him. But yeah, you know, like I said, it can always be worse. That he'll be better in a little bit, and then he'll be fine for a while, so it'll be all good. But at some point in the near future, I would like to make a little bit more off-camera progress with Elite. I really just haven't found a lot of time, really, and the time I found was either better used on other things, or, quite frankly, it was, like, just times where I was tired and didn't feel like doing it, but, I'm getting kind of a little bit excited. because there's a lot going on in the background, not personally necessarily, but also with my, channel and productions and stuff like that have been in the works and are starting to get to the point now where I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, that they're close to getting to the point where I can start really actually seeing the possibility and like, oh, this could end up being released kind of thing, and we're almost there. It's not a theory or a hypothetical. In particular, my book, I've been well, like I said, like the weekend or half a week or whatever that I said I was having to watch him and stuff, I basically just carried my tablet around with me and followed him around. And whenever he would like sit down and chill and stuff, if I actually had some energy and felt like it, I have one of those little, I don't know the brand, I think it's Artec or something, one of those little Bluetooth keyboards that you can sync up to a tablet. So I literally just carried these two things around. I mean, I carried like my headphones and other stuff around too, because some of it I was, tired and watching YouTube or playing Elder Scrolls Legends or something like that on my tablet or whatever. But when I had energy, like during the day and stuff, and I was feeling okay, a lot of times I'd, flip my keyboard on and just start doing some writing. I'm about to speed past it again. Ooh, I think I kept it under. Yeah, I think we're good. Whew. So I was actually able to make quite a bit of progress and make up some progress. Last couple of weeks I really hadn't been doing a whole lot of progress on my book. I'd been working on other things, and it kind of got sidelined, and I really was not happy about that, because that's been something I've really been trying to get completed. It's been an interesting journey with that. Like, I've never tried to actually legitimately write a novel that I intended to sell and stuff. I mean, I did plot outlines and things for some of those things that Caden Red Pearl and I have worked on since we were teenagers, kind of thing. And we've had a lot of these stories, but it was all outlines and mind maps and drafts and things. We never really sat down and actually was like, legitimately, this is something that, may end up into the public's hands kind of thing. That was always the intent. We just never got around to it kind of thing. And so I'm actually about halfway through, what is it, the 18th chapter of my book, and if I stick to my outline and nothing changes, I should have 20 by the end, because I have 20 planned. So the fact that I'm like halfway through 18 is really a light at the end of the tunnel kind of moment for me, and that's been really exciting, because it's always been one of those just never-ending processes. It's like it'll just never get done. So that's been really kind of like almost energizing, kind of feeling like you're almost there kind of thing. Granted, it's the draft, so I'm planning on doing a revision phase. I've made some notes of things I needed to go back and change as the story evolved, and you encounter, it's a very interesting process. And any of you that have ever dabbled in creative writing and stuff, I'm sure you know the feeling.
Boarding permission denied.
Dagnabbit, don't do this to me.
Boarding permission denied.
Okay, so I guess I will finish that thought in a minute. Okay, so we're finally here. And admittedly, I totally blanked on what I was talking about before that. Yeah, okay, so I guess that's that. As my grandmother used to say, well, it wasn't that important if you forgot it that quickly. But yeah, I literally, like, legitimately don't remember what we were talking about. I mean, I know I was talking at some length about, I think it was talking about, like, taking care of the scheduling stuff and things, I think was what I was talking about, right? If not, let's just go with that. I'm gonna look back when I'm editing this and be like, that wasn't what I was talking about at all. Probably. But anyways, so, yeah, I'm hoping that the scheduling stuff and things ends up getting... Oh, I was talking about doing behind-the-scenes stuff. Oh, my book! Ah, I walked it back. I figured it out. Walked it back. So yeah. Yeah, that's been pretty cool and exciting. I'm looking forward to actually seeing it released. It'll be kind of like an accomplishment one way or another. Like, even if it doesn't do well or anything, it's still just like, hey, I'm done. I did it. That's out there. I wrote a book. I don't see any... All of the donating ones is like the Alliance, not Fed, which is what I needed, so I don't think we're doing any of those. Alright, so I think we're gonna wrap this episode up, y'all, because we went a little bit over on our normal time, but that's fine. Up to 42% on our Petty Officer rank, and we managed to bring our Federal rep up a little bit. So hopefully, even if we don't do any off-camera work, I'm hoping in the next episode we'll at least be able to do some bounty hunting or something. Something a little more interesting. Unless you guys don't care, in which case I'll just keep doing missions because they're way more beneficial to my rank than bounty hunting, actually. But on that note, we're going to wrap things up here. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.